Alrighty, so today we are going to be installing the Solity G10 BK deadbolt. It has fingerprint, pin code, mechanical key, and phone app compatibilities. So you can open it any of those different ways. We're going to start off with unboxing the lock. Take a look at what we've got inside. We've got a nice user manual right here and all of the paperwork and information. You'll have this template so that you'll know how to mount it on the door properly. And you would basically just fold this along the edge of the door, and then if this were on the edge of our door, this is actually going to be the mount that we're going to be mounting this on. You can see that it'll take you, and the center line is on those center holes right there, so that your center line would be right on there, and you would mount it using this hole here in the 2 3/8 residential or the 2 3/4 commercial back set, and then you would have the 1 3/4 or 1 3/8 and then 1 3/4 center line here for that center hole as well. And you can see we've got the thicker back set here, so this would be for commercial application or commercial door setting, but it gives you all of that information. We'll go ahead and continue to unpack the lock. It's going to come wrapped up in this nice protective plastic. And it looks like a durable product. Looks like we've got some automation or sound coming out of there. Heavy-duty protective wire. And then we have a key and knob cylinder right here that looks like it could be switched out. So a lot of times I get asked that question. Can the lock cylinder be switched out for something more high security? And it does appear that that is the case with this. We can go ahead and take this out and take a look at it just to make sure. Just take that bit out right there. And then voila, just a normal key and knob cylinder. So if you wanted to swap that out, it certainly looks like you could do so. And you could put a higher security cylinder in there if you wanted to, so that the mechanical key access is a little more high security and a little tougher to bypass if you so chose to. Go ahead and put that back together. It's actually going to come with batteries. Imagine that, batteries included. Who would have thought, right? And we'll go ahead and pop these out because we're going to need them here shortly. And set these over here. And check out the rest of this lock. Nothing else in there. Looks like we've got the back half of the lock. Feels like a heavy-duty setup where it's got good quality parts. And looks like we've got a door position sensor and some screws. Okay, and this probably pops off. And maybe there's a screw. Oh, there it is. And then that's where your batteries are going to go. And then it's got a nice rubber gasket all the way around it. And voila, you've got your thumb turn in either direction. Okay, so let's take all this out. And then these are probably all of the installation parts. So go ahead and put all this other stuff back into the box. Once you get the lock all unboxed, go ahead and start with the lock bolt. You want to peel the protective coating off so that you don't have to do it after the screws are in place. That will make it more difficult. You want to peel all of that off now. And then you'll need to select either 2 3/8 or 2 3/4 back set. And you can tell the correct back set because the hole or slot where the tailpiece goes through needs to be in the center of the large hole in the door. For commercial applications, if it's a hollow metal door or a commercial application, it will likely be the 2 3/4 back set. If it's a residential back set, it will likely be 2 3/8, which I'm trying to show there. So you can see it's right smack dab in the middle. Then when we go to put the actual lock on, the locking side will go on the external portion of the door, obviously, and then you'll want to make sure that the tailpiece is rolled all the way in the clockwise position and inserted through the bolt portion of the deadbolt. And then we're going to put the back plate on. The back plate has several different screws that can be used. They come with a couple different options, and you'll want to use the ones that fit the thickness of the door that you're currently working on. Make sure those screws are nice and tight, and then check and make sure that the bolt works freely. Then take the plug-in for the wires and plug that in directly into the back and make sure that the wire is not pinched and it's ran through the proper hole. Notice that the thumb turn is in the straight up and down position while the bolt is retracted. That is the position it needs to be in, and if it's not, it will cause problems when you go to lock the lock. Everything is working nice and free. We've installed the internal plate mounting screws. There's 3 of them. And then make sure that the bolt slides freely, very freely and independently. Then install the batteries and bring the lock to life. Notice how I push the lock with the back of my hand to get the keypad to light up. It senses your body like a smartphone, and so you just need to get it to light up, and then you put in the factory default code and make sure that it locks and unlocks. Then I like to check and make sure that the key works as well. To access, you can also use the smartphone app, your fingerprint, the code, or the mechanical key. To use the phone app, simply download the Solity app from the App Store. This seamlessly integrates with smart home integrations such as Amazon Alexa and looks like SmartThings. You have remote app management, meaning that you can control the lock wirelessly without a hub, which is very good. You can see that the product has been tested for long-lasting durability, and it's a grade 2 lock. Also has auto lock features, so you don't have to think about locking your door, just set it up on auto lock. And it has US-based technical support for everyone with a US-based phone number. Thank you for watching. For more information, check out solitysmartlock.com.